Hi guys, it's Kim. Today I wanted to do a little video and tell you about what 170 days of carnivore has done for me. It's pretty awesome. First and foremost, my chronic candida that I've had for literally 30 years, gone. I didn't even think that was possible. I thought that my chronic candida was due to my immune system. I have some immune deficiencies and I thought that was it. And I thought that's just the way it's gonna be for the rest of my life. But guess what? I don't have any symptoms. It's pretty miraculous. But I wanted to go over my other symptoms with you guys. If you've been following me for any amount of time, you will know that I started out the carnivore diet to be an ultimate elimination diet for the purposes of curing chronic candida. I've had this for 30 years, struggled with it, and it's caused symptoms in a lot of different places, not just the feminine type of yeast infections. I would get thrush, chronic coughing, rashes, particularly underneath my breast and like on the side of my face, down my neck, scalp rash. Oh, athlete's foot. Yeah, that's wonderful. So, yeah, those were the things that I initially wanted to get rid of. However, the many, many, many other symptoms that I'm getting ready to read to you were also pretty much entirely obliterated by the carnivore diet. And I want to go ahead and say, well, I'll tell you at the end exactly what I think it was. But here we go. Here's my list of symptoms: chronic fatigue, exhaustion. I had to take long daily naps every day. Just sleepy all the time, generally. ADHD symptoms, very forgetful, brain fog, episodes of dizziness, forgetfulness, memory problems. Felt like I was getting Alzheimer's at times. Irritability, some depression, not a whole lot, and some anxiety. Daily headaches. Daily, I would wake up with a headache. I would just take Tylenol every day. Just had headaches all the time. Migraines, double vision episodes, which they said were also migraines. Chronic coughing, frequent episodes of bronchitis and pneumonia, frequent sore throats, constant postnasal drip. That was one of my most worrisome symptoms, and a constant lump in my throat. Horrible. Mouth sores, inflamed taste buds frequently, canker sores, which are the white, like they're also called aphthous ulcers. Burning in my esophagus, just felt like my esophagus and my trachea and everything was just inflamed constantly. Shortness of breath when walking and talking. So embarrassing. Trying to talk to somebody walking down the hall and just can't hardly talk and breathe at the same time. Exercise intolerance. Pretty much any amount of exercise made me feel extremely zapped, fatigued, and then the next day would just be awful because of that. Wheezing, but no asthma. Was tested for asthma, didn't have asthma, but had wheezing. And I would notice it after eating sometimes, and then it would last for about 24 hours, just kind of off and on, just feeling kind of junky. Feeling like I couldn't take a good deep breath. Smelly sneezes. That was annoying. You sneeze and you're like, what is that smell? Nasty. Nasal polyps, sinus pain and pressure, eustachian tube dysfunction, um, hearing loss. I believe that was related to the eustachian tubes, tonsil stones. Talk about nasty. I think that's where the smelly sneezes came from. Extremely dry mouth and eyes, dry skin, hair loss, hot flashes. I don't think the hot flashes were related to my female hormones per se. I don't think I'm quite there yet, but I think it was more maybe high blood sugar. I don't know, but they're gone now. GERD, food sensitivities that weren't consistent. Sometimes I would have, sometimes I would eat something and it would cause symptoms, and then other times I would eat it and nothing. Just really weird. Esophagitis and gastritis frequently. There were times when I would go out to eat and I remember once I ate a salad and it had a dressing on it. It was just a wedge salad, so there was not much to it. But whatever the dressing had in it, it almost instantly caused me to have esophagitis, and then my throat burned for probably 24 hours. Yeah, that was no fun. Inflamed feeling, just general inflammation. I just always felt inflamed, especially my lungs, trachea, esophagus. This one's really strange. I would have little short episodes of nausea, and it would be pretty severe nausea, but then within 30 seconds, I would sneeze and it would go away. Y'all, I don't even know what this could be. These are bizarre symptoms, just really bizarre symptoms. I was always bloated, constant carb craving, so much that I would hide food from my family and eat secretly. Yeah, that was fun. Unable to lose weight, gas, stomach aches, diarrhea frequently, constant thirst. I constantly had to keep a drink with me at all times. I still do because I'm so shell shocked from that. My throat would get so dry that I couldn't even talk, and then it would make me cough and cough and cough and cough. Heart palpitations, frequent PVCs at times, my heart pounding so hard at night that it would wake me up out of a dead sleep. And I would think I was having a heart attack. So, yeah, fun times. Bladder irritation, frequent urination, muscle aches, muscle weakness, and fatigue. Just like so sore that I would have to kind of help my arm up before I reached for anything. Now, totally fine. Range of motion's great. Um, let's see. Joint pain, especially in my SI joint, my sacroiliac, basically it's my hips would ache. Getting up and down out of chairs was extremely painful and extremely slow. Turning over in bed at night, you know how you wake up in the middle of the night and you want to turn over? It would physically hurt me so bad to turn over that I would have to just work myself up to it. Um, yeah, that's gone. It's all gone, y'all. It's all gone. It's crazy. Joint pain and swelling especially in my finger. I had this one finger that was just swollen for no reason. And neck pain, stiffness, feeling like I needed to pop my neck and back a lot, just constantly sore. Costochondritis, which is just inflammation of your sternum, your intercostal muscles, and yeah, just really sore. Like I would move and I would just feel like just pain down the middle of my body, middle of my sternum. Shoulders felt locked up, just felt like I couldn't hardly lift them even. Tendon pain, especially in my hands. When I would be writing, I'd feel like a catch or just like a zap almost. Itchy skin, very dry skin. My face would feel like sandpaper at times. Skin rashes, acne, scalp rash, dry, dull hair. I remember my hair was so dry and it was falling out so bad that I just had just patches right here and here. They were just almost bald. Fingernail ridges. I would get the ridges like long ways. And also my fingernails started kind of curling over at the end. It's really strange because I'd always had very strong fingernails. Um, Raynaud's symptoms, my fingers and toes would have a purplish hue or be red or just pale white, and ache, especially when I went out in the cold. They would just ache so bad. Um, my hands, this is another really, really strange one. My hands and my nose would turn bright red after I ate. They s they still do sometimes. It's bizarre. It's not consistent. I could eat the same meal 3 days in a row, and it might do it 1 out of the 3 or 2 out of the 3. It's not consistent. It's very strange. I kind of attribute that to maybe a histamine response, but I don't know. The soles of my feet hurting so bad when I first got out of bed in the morning that I could barely walk. Deep itching inside my left breast. For some reason, right here, left breast would just itch. It was an unscratchable itch, just deep, deep, deep. And I would especially notice it when I was in the shower, when the hot water was running on it. I know, whatever, TMI. Whole body vibrations when laying down. I would lay down at night and I would just feel like my body was just vibrating, like almost pulsating, vibrating, but it didn't go with my heart rate. I don't know. I'm a nurse. I can't figure this stuff out. So, um, and neither can the doctors that I've been to, by the way, which are a lot. Hand tremors, facial twitches, eyebrow twitching, leg numbness when sitting for a while. That came and went. It wasn't all the time, but there were some days at work I would have to stand up. And my boss actually got me a standing desk, which I really appreciated because if I sat for a long time, my feet would just go numb and it was awful. Flu like aches without fever, just generally felt inflamed, itchy hands and feet and swollen or yeah, itchy hands and feet and swollen face, hands and feet, especially in the morning, especially my eyes. They would just be so puffy. Tingling and numbness in my hands. This would especially happen in the morning, probably due to positioning during sleep. But what it told me was I just had a general inflammation. And anytime you're inflamed, which comes from eating the wrong food essentially, you can have so many symptoms, and it makes me wonder like, is a lot of this stuff just, a lot of these diseases that we say are different diseases, I feel like it's just like all the same. It's all symptoms of the same problem. But that's just my theory. It has, there's no basis um, in science to it that I'm aware of. Um, but it's just a feeling I get from having all this myself. Um, Feeling like my thermostat is broken, just hot and cold all the time, but yet I test normal when I'm tested for hypothyroidism. Excessive sweating. I would walk into work and I would just be so sweaty in places I didn't know I had. Um, Little round bruises that show up on the underside of my upper arms. And I have pictures of these, but the bruises would be like maybe if I put my pinky on it, it would be like about that big. Just under my arms, just right here, right here. Very strange. Don't know. And then stinging feelings, like feeling like something was literally stinging me on my body. And I look and there's nothing there or biting me. Um, anyway, so that was all the symptoms I could come up with today. I'm sure there's probably more, but I just wanted to share with you guys that after being carnivore for 170 days, these are literally all gone. I don't take Adderall anymore for ADHD. I no longer have any GERD at all. I don't, so I don't take my GERD medicine, which was a lot. Um, I'm on one medication. Well, actually two, counting my Claritin that I alternate every other day, trying to get off of that. But I'm on Wellbutrin. I've been on that for about 20 years, and I'm kind of a little leery about getting off of it, but I have gotten off of it before, so I think we can do this. Now, all of this being said, I don't think that eating just meat necessarily caused um, my remission of all of these symptoms, okay? Especially my candida. What I think caused it, instead of the addition of meat, instead of just the meat, it was taking away of dairy, okay? Dairy was causing my candida symptoms. I don't know if it was just dairy, but it was dairy, and I had no clue. It wasn't until a good friend of mine, Nicole, from a former Fat Girl YouTube channel, suggested that I might want to eliminate dairy, that I even considered it, and it worked. So yeah, that kind of sucked in a way because then I was like, oh great, now I'm not supposed to eat dairy. Womp womp. But anyway, since then I have added a couple of hard cheeses back, and knock on wood, it seems to be going okay so far. If I have any symptoms return, I will definitely get them out of there. Um, when you taste just how good real meat tastes, you don't really need to add cheese to a lot of this stuff. A lot of times I feel like we're just drowning out the good flavor of all this food and we don't even realize it. So, anyway, I just wanted to tell you guys everything that I was experiencing before and that I'm no longer experiencing now. And just tell you guys that carnivore is the ultimate elimination diet. If you have any problems at all, with the exception of maybe alpha gal, try carnivore. Try it for 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. You will be so shocked at how you feel. Now, this is not medical advice by any means. I am a nurse, but I'm not your nurse. Um, I was a doubter. Like I didn't believe it was going to work. Um, I'd been on keto off and on for about 5 years, and it had gotten my symptoms, really under control, well managed, but not, they weren't gone like they are now. Oh, and also I feel like this has healed my gut. Um, I went to a functional medicine doctor before and I got a lot of testing done. And, my gut bacteria was just way out of whack. And that caused a lot of my GI symptoms. And I think that this has just given my gut almost a rest, because meat is digested early on in your system. So I just feel like it's kind of allowed everything to go back to normal, or as close to normal as I'm going to get at this point. So, anyway, you guys, tell me if you have any experience with carnivore, what it's done for you, what it's helped. Share it in the comments. Just anything that you've experienced that you didn't expect, what your feelings are on it. So, anyway, I'm going to be making some more videos like this in the near future. Not a lot of driving around truck videos. I think I need to branch out and use my lovely whiteboard some more. But you guys have a great day, and I will see y'all later.